Hi, this is Dave, Fell Running Guide. Welcome to this week's navigation task. We're on Mull for this week's task, and as usual I want you to identify the feature that I've circled on the photograph, and I also want you to work out where precisely the photo was taken from. So there's the feature that we're looking for, and the map that we're using this week is this one, which is the 1 to 50,000 Ordnance Survey map. So let's have a look at the photo and what can we see. Well, we're on a obvious high point. We've got a very steep drop off by the looks of things to our left here, and then in front of us we've got this area of ground stretching away, sort of a flat area stretching away, and then it looks like it ends here, drops off into dead ground that we can't see just beyond this point here. And then coming back into view, looks like we've got a flatter area here, and then this ridge running round to the left to the feature that we're looking for, and then continuing down towards the sea. And we've got this like a crescent of very rocky ground coming around here. You can see that coming along there. The feature that we're looking at looks like there's something stuck up, so whether that's an aerial or mast, that is what we're actually looking for. So can we see any of that on the map? Well, obviously we're looking out towards the sea, so left to right or west to east as we look. We've got high ground here, 766 height. We've got high ground here, 754 height, and we've got this symbol here is a transmission tower, TV, a radio mast or aerial. Got another there. So it looks like we're looking at one of those two, but which one is it, and also where precisely are we looking from? Could we be looking from this point here or somewhere further down? So let's have a think about that. So I've zoomed in a little bit. First thing, let's try and identify which of these two transmission masts we're looking at. So if we look at this one here, looks like there's another building next to it. We might not necessarily be able to see that, but if we were looking from over here in the west, looking in across, it's tucked away slightly just behind this shoulder, so we might be able to see that. If we look at this mast here, look how it's tucked behind some very steep close contours there, and if we were looking from over in this direction, may well be that this would be hidden again in dead ground, obscured by this plateau here. So makes it more likely that we're looking at this, the mast that's further east. So let's go back to the photo and have a check. So I've zoomed in again, and it does look like there's a number of buildings there. But the other thing to note is if we come up this ridge, we can just about see here a track coming up, and then this ground here, I think, is that part that was higher than the TV mast. So the most westerly TV mast is tucked away just behind this little ridge here, which extends out down there. So again, let's have a double check. So there, look, we've got this double dash, this track coming up to that, and then that ground in the middle distance was this flat plateau that was obscuring that. So this is the TV tower that we're looking for, the feature circled. What about the position that the photo was taken from? So I've put an arrow on the map here, and I want you to imagine this is your line of flight. Imagine we're going to go in a straight line from where the photo was taken directly to the TV tower, and then maybe even beyond that, and look at where we would be in relation to this crescent of crags coming around here. Okay, and where we would be if we went beyond that would end in the sea. Would be way over to the left of this flat land here. So some people suggested that we were on this 766 height, but if we follow the line of flight there, see, we'd be flying over these streams, be quite a way off this crescent of rocks, and we'd be onto that TV mast, but we'll be looking pretty much steeply down rather than along this ridge. Where's that flatter area in the middle distance if we were looking along that? And also if we project the line on beyond the TV mast, we'd be closer to this Duarte point rather than out to sea. So we'd have been coming over here somewhere and on to that. Okay, we wouldn't be able to see or be close to this flatter area in the middle distance. So that rules out that. So we're looking for a high point with this flat projection sticking out and then dead ground dropping down and close to these crags, our line of flight. So what if we were more at this 754 height, looking out much closer to these crags, to the mast, and then out beyond to the sea? There you can see where the 700 is this flat area before it drops down in that first area of dead ground that I mentioned in here. We couldn't see, and then there's that flatter area that obscures that TV mast. So did we have any answers on social media this week that were correct? Well, we had answers from some of the usual contributors. Well done, Yakov. You got it right again this week. Martin Rowe, you were very, very close. A few people weren't sure and went for the most northerly summit, but the answer that I've included this week is from Mike, and he is saying that it was this one, although he did admit that he was a bit dubious about which one of these summits it was. He wasn't 100% sure, but he thought he went for this one in the end. Sorry, so that's Mark Taylor. Well done, Mark. Anyway, thanks for watching this week. Hope that was useful or interesting as ever, and look out for next week's navigation task. Bye for now.